Hey guys, Dan here again. Time to have another little sit-down talk and discuss some incredibly important issues. No, we're not going to do that again. That was really depressing, all last week's stuff. So I'm deciding to be a little more upbeat this week, talk about some really cool things that are happening in technology and science and everything. The good stuff that hopefully, bring some more chipperness. And of course, reconnect us with the greatness that, humans are able to achieve. We don't always achieve, but there's greatness in us. Something pretty cool in the realm of robotics that will either lead to our ultimate destruction or a new age for humanity has actually just been announced. It's a cloud computing service for robots. It's called Raputa or something like that. Raputa, it's Japanese. It's for that movie most of us know as Castle in the Cloud or whatever, back in the 80s. Basically, it's a cloud computing service for robots that allows them to take all of the higher end computing, like let's say moving around objects in an environment or even communicate with humans, any of that really hard stuff, because we may take all that for granted, but we have we have billions of freaking neurons in our brain. Each of those are a little processor. They're a little off and on. So we have billions of processors available to us that we just take for granted. Us moving this, me looking at this requires a really complex set of calculations that are all happening behind the screen. They're all inside of our consciousness. We can't even see it. We can't even be aware of it, really. So what this would do is basically give robots a cloud brain that they, again, could cope with humans or anything like that. They're able to deal with these situations without having the actual onboard components. So instead of every single robot that is produced having to have all these very specific instructions, because that's the way robots work, right? And that's part of the terminology. Regarding robots, they have a very specific set of instructions. Instead of that, they're just this open network, and then they would come up to a situation they were unaware of. They would basically Google it to this up the chain through this cloud computing network, and then it would come back with the answer and it would perform the task. Now, obviously, this is all things in like an alpha. I mean, they're just coming off the ground with it, but the implications are, well, massive. Like I said, the obvious joke being that this is Skynet in the making, that this is the first step to Judgment Day. Really, I see it as the first step of us freeing ourselves from these limitations that we have, that we actually unfortunately cause all these problems with. Like, let's say traffic, for instance. If anyone has lived in a major city here in North America, across the world, traffic sucks. Traffic sucks for two reasons. Humans are stupid, one reason. Humans are stupid. We can't cope with high speeds, we can't cope with fast reactions, we can't cope with a lot of things, and we cannot do everything as efficiently as possible. Our brains were only designed to run us. They're designed to run us. They're pretty powerful machines, but they run us. So we have cars that have this wonderful little program running in. They're all connected to a vast hub network. All these cars can drive around by themselves in a perfect, like a nice little network, and they're all driving themselves, and not only will we actually get to our destinations faster because humans aren't clogging up the way with their stupid driving, but also be less accidents, or hopefully no accidents, including human error. And all that would free up, not only that, free up time and commerce, make a much more efficient society, which I like. Efficiency, good thing. Also opens up whole new areas of things that are a little bit more dangerous for us. Like, I'm always talking about us actually getting up into space and actually making things work up there. Now, space is dangerous. Space can kill you very easily, but space can't kill a robot because it's not alive yet. Even if it was alive, it probably couldn't kill it unless it got hit by a meteorite, but that would kill anything. What you can do then is you can adopt this technology, and we have this massive cloud controlling all these robots in orbit, controlling all our little programs. We have stations that, contain us, and then we have all the robots doing their thing outside. And again, because all the computing and everything is coming from, a server farm somewhere, these robots will be so cheap. All you're doing is materials. Materials. So you're talking about like titanium and carbon fibers, whatever they're using, just plain old steel, whatever they're using to construct them, plastics and everything. That's all you're looking at the cost. You're not looking at the cost for all this complex circuitry. You're not looking at the cost for all of that stuff. You're getting to a point where these robots are making themselves, right? And then that's where we get into the creepy part, is that this cloud with computing, it's all going down to one thing. There's this one group of people controlling all of these robots. That could get out of hand. There could be a lot of robots just being controlled. In fact, it could be all the robots being controlled by just one company. And that wouldn't be good. Hopefully this goes into some sort of open source direction, because I know it is a Linux-based system. So, right there, Linux, come on, they're the open source kings. Hopefully you see this technology in pretty much everything. This could be, again, the start of a robot revolution. I don't exactly know the specific details of what's needed for, like, what kind of bandwidth is required for these sets of instructions. We're probably talking a lot, and that's probably another hurdle that they have to get past. Because, of course, if you live in North America, you know how shitty our internet is. Well, imagine that for a robot that's trying to do a very delicate task and needs very complex instructions. Those might not take up a lot of bandwidth. They might. I don't know what the technical limitations are. That's something we'll have to get further and actually get some, you know, really get some in-depth technical information. Unfortunately, I'm not really the person to get into that because I don't have a tech degree or anything like that. I don't have a background in engineering or anything. So if anyone out there knows a little bit more about this and the limitations and the possibilities, I'd really like to, you know, see where we could go on this, see, you know, just talk about what the future could be. This is really awesome. This could be, again, start something really huge. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll keep track on this because this is something that's really going to interest me. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this, see if anything does develop along down the road. Keep you guys informed. And thank you very much for watching. And check us later in the week. We'll do some more interesting things. Thank you very much. Look at this. This doesn't make sense. I'm going to do thank you very much again.